All right. Wait 1 minute. Okay, quickly. This. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um. We have two viewers so far. Let me share to Dr. Bill so he can share. So let's increase the viewers ASAP. I'm coming. Let's share the link across so we'll get the viewers up. But I'm just saying all right, all right. So good morning everyone. We currently have 64 viewers on this YouTube stream. I heartily welcome each and every one of you to this today's live section, YouTube Monday Outlook live session from the Dr. B's Academy. Please, if you can hear me, please use the chat this thing. Use the chat box to indicate that you can hear me. If you can hear me, please use the chat box to indicate you can hear me. This today's live section, YouTube Monday Outlook live section. Use the chat box. Let's know you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me, please use the chat box to indicate you can hear me. This today's live section. All right, all right, all right. So you guys can hear me loud and clear. All right. So just like I said earlier on, this live section is proudly hosted by Dr. B's Academy and sponsored by Hantech Markets and Hantech Trader, one of the best proprietary firm out there that you can use and scale up your trading journey as you navigate the forex market. Now, during our last two sections, the link will be displayed on the screen for those that are interested, as well as possible discount codes that you guys can use to create an Intake account for yourself and scale up. The last two sections we had, Dr. Bills himself gifted two different people, two top fans, 100K each, and a prop firm to kickstart their trading journey. So this is not a gimmick; it is real. So it shows that he's very much interested in making sure that people succeed in the forex industry. So another top fan will be gifted today. You understand? And that top fan can be you. All you just have to do is to be very, very, very active from the beginning to the end of the section. All right, so I won't be wasting much of our time. We have our tutors on ground that are ready to deliver and share with us from their wealth of knowledge what they have for us this week, right? So I'll be bringing on the first tutor on board in the name of Papi Joe. So 1 minute. I'm bringing out the first tutor in the name of Poppy Joe from him to kickstart the show and then we go from there. All right, Poppy, please indicate that you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So all you just have to do is share your screen and let's go.
all right. You doing now?
Um, not yet. Okay. Um,
Hold.
not yet. Not yet.
Right again. I just tried sharing my screen now.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, you know what? Let me just share the entire screen and let's get into it. So how about now?
Oh, okay. Let me add it. Okay. Yes, we can see your screen. You have is this Bitcoin? It's kind of blurry at the moment, but
Okay.
it's kind of blurry. Maybe
I guess that should be the
yeah,
network.
maybe your network. But I think yeah, but I think this is Bitcoin, right? But it's blurry. I can see it, but it's blurry.
Okay. Okay, you know what? Let me use the interface. Let me just use Mozilla's trading view to share
Okay.
so that we can make it fast. I guess it should be showing now.
Um, sorry, a minute. Okay, yes, yes. I can see trading view and your list of stuff.
Hold on.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. Hold on, please. Let me see. All right, good day, everyone, and I want to welcome you guys to today's live session. So, what we have for today and what I have for you is not so difficult. We are going to be looking at opportunities that we have in the market, things that we can take advantage of to use in making money for the week. So, first, I have this analysis on BTC. Okay, I have this very nice on Bitcoin, and one thing about how I trade is this: I like to get directional then I enter towards that direction. So for BTC, a lot of traders actually expect BTC to buy, some expect it to sell. So I have a system I use in trading, in my directions and all of that. Okay. Now I don't want to use my this thing. Okay, let me. You know what I'm going to do? Let me leave this page. I don't know why this thing is bringing me to ad blocker. I will just have to share the entire screen again because I have it over here. So if you can hear me, can you just let me know? I can see the screen. Can you confirm if the screen is showing locking?
Not yet. Okay, yes.
All right, good. So what we have on BTC is very simple, and I have a direction on BTC. So price has traded into what I would call the internal range liquidity. Okay, and I expect price to trade back to the external range liquidity. So it's a very simple process, a simple rule I use. Over here, similar thing happened. Can you see? The gap is what we call the gap, the internal range. Here now, this is the IO Fed. We call this IO Fed, and of course, price mitigated the consequent things here, which is a 50%. You see,
Pop is not
over
showing
here,
any
whenever you
longer.
see price,
Hello, excuse me, sir, for please.
it's
It's
not
not
giving
showing.
me.
It's not showing any longer. Yeah, and I've toggled it on, so I don't know. It's not showing any longer. It's showing on the background, but them will not see you.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm guessing. I don't own one ad blocker recently, so I guess. Okay, let me know. I'm not sharing the screen yet, so let me
Okay.
quickly turn off my ad blockers, and then we can continue.
Okay.
All right, so let me use this now. Let's go ahead. So I'll share my screen again now. Hold on.
Look, are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, okay. I was thinking probably whilst he's trying to. Okay, I think he sorted out. He sorted
Yeah.
it out already. I would have just said, let me try seeing if mine can still like come up as well.
Okay, but we can see his screen now.
Yeah, yeah, I can. But I think I I'm actually making a little observation because I've got like two screens here. So it pops up like 3 seconds later on the YouTube live after it has popped up on the restream. You get me?
Yeah, I think that's because it's not streaming live actually. There's going to be a latency delay.
It lags like
Yeah,
three
cause
seconds.
yeah,
It
it
lags like
lags
It's
like
just a normal.
3 to 4 seconds. So it
yeah,
then means
Yeah.
whatever you're trying to show them is still going to be lagging like 3 to 5 seconds later.
yeah. That is normal.
Yeah.
It happens
It's
every
just a
time.
streaming period.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just a normal.
All right. Let's
All right,
go.
so let's go on, Poppy Joe. Let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. That get,
All right, all right, all right. Now, for everyone on the session right now that is ready to learn, that's ready to learn, that's ready to learn, there's something I want you guys to realize about trading BTC and any other asset. Anytime you want to analyze, especially during the weekends, I always tell you, right? During weekends, what the first thing you do for every week is you go and check your fundamentals. And that's just a normal thing. Normally, I do this every weekend. You check the fundamentals to see, just have a view into what we are expecting for that particular week. Okay, that current week that we're about to step in, check out fundamentals that we're expecting. Now, the knowledge of the fundamentals will help you to know when we have high volatile news coming up. Now, knowing that is going to edge is either you are going to be avoiding some certain pairs or you are going to be trading some certain pairs. For example, now if I can tell that maybe on Tuesday, for example, maybe Tuesdays, for example, Wednesday, there will be high volatile news on the dollar. So I have two things to do at that point. It's either I'll be avoiding trading anything that has to do with dollar at that period, or I'll be trading something that has to do with dollar because volatility is what the news brings, right? That's what that's one thing that we know about news. It brings about high volatility. So, and if you trade or analyze assets that are dollar during the weekend because of the news, you can actually have an head start because maybe Monday now you get a trade and maybe market is doing like this now and you've gotten a trade on Monday. So by the time it's Tuesday that the news is coming out, it's just going to aid your analysis to go in your direction more. So that's one of the things I do whenever it comes to news. So let's take a look at what we have for this current week. let's take a look at all the news we have for this week. So whenever you go to your platform, just select this week to see everything that will be happening for the week. So what do we have here? This is Monday. We don't really have much happening today. Tuesday, nothing much. Okay, Wednesday. Just imagine we have interest rate decision this particular week. Oh, crazy! Wow, we have FOMC interest rate decision. That's one of the craziest news we have in forex because if they change this number, market it will pump. So you can see and just take notes that we're going to be having high volatility on dollar on
Okay,
Wednesday. So, like I
okay,
said, if
okay,
I'm
can you
going
hear
to
me?
give you, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I don't think we are seeing those news you're talking about, though.
It's not showing.
We are just what we are seeing is shallow, complex, incomplete Tuesday USD, then some sketches like demand pullback, deep, something like that.
How
Yeah.
about
Like
now?
your like your lecture screen. That's what we're saying.
Mm.
Then this is lagging so much then because I actually have, okay, let me see if we can move it like this. Hold on, please. I'll start sharing again. Is it showing now?
Mm,
Oh,
I'm
you
actually
see,
sharing the screen of my investing.com platform.
okay, we can
don't
see
worry,
that.
I'm going to send you something on the group so you see the current.
All right, let me hold on and see. Okay, I guess we are not having that then. What about the chart? Is it showing the chart actually? If it's showing the chart, we can proceed with that. This
Yeah,
thing is not
we had
showing
the chart
anything.
of Bitcoin earlier on.
So I want to be sure if it's showing that now also. Like at the moment, is it showing the chart at the moment?
Try sharing your chart screen. It's not shared yet. Share your chart screen so we can see it.
Can I try sharing mine?
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can try sharing yours.
I don't know. Can you guys see mine?
Yes, NAS 100, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see your screen now. Now it's clear.
Very clear.
Yeah, very clear.
Okay. Um. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Dr. Bill's Academy. Um, we've actually been having a couple of logistics, but I think we have everything under control right now. So it's another wonderful Monday morning where we get to share our trading ideas and market outlook, and we also try as much as possible to give you guys opportunity to call out different pairs on the chat box. So if you have any um, currency pair you would want us to also look at, and we forecast together to see where the market will most likely be headed for, then do well to also let us know. So feel free to write down some of the currency pairs you would want us to discuss. Okay, I'm seeing AUD USD. Okay, um, but with that, whilst you write it down, we are going to have to start with 100. So I'd like to go to the weekly time frame to give you guys a clear view of what the market has done last week, because that's the only way you have to get a clear idea as to what you're doing in this new week here. So I'm going to be clicking on the weekly time frame. So I want to believe that you guys can see my screen. Yeah. So on the weekly time frame, um, we have we have a lot of indecisive candles which have actually popped up for a while. You know, when you take a look at the left candle, you're going to see a lot of indecisiveness in that particular candle, and that says a lot about what the candle did last week. You know, from that candle, you get to have an idea of whatever decision you want to be making in this week's market. So with that being said, I already marked out the highs and the low of last week's candle, right? So that gives us a blueprint to whatever decision we are going to be making in this market today. And after that, I'm going to be clicking on the daily time frame. So um, this is the daily time frame, and this daily time frame, you're going to see 5 different candles which printed last week. And whilst at its printing level, you're going to see that market was literally like forming higher highs and higher lows. And in the course of forming higher highs and higher lows, market was able to sweep certain levels in the foreign exchange market of the NAS 100, you know. And if you look closely to figure out that there was actually a sweep of the most recent higher low on the daily time frame before market the upside, and that gives us this scenario that we are beginning to see. So last week alone, you can see that we had 3 bullish candles that pushed up to the upside. But today happens to be a new week and also a new day, most specifically. And you can literally see that today's candle that is printing is already giving us a lot of indecisiveness, you know. But to get a blueprint of whatever the market is going to be doing for the continuation of this week, you're going to, for someone like me, I'm going to look at the Friday's candle. And where is the Friday's candle? The Friday's candle is this last green candle we can literally see. And what am I going to do? I'm simply going to, first of all, put a horizontal ray line on the low of Friday's candle. And what else am I also going to do? I'm also going to put into consideration what happened last week. You know, beginning of Monday, we had this red candle, which was engulfed by this particular green one. But the beauty of this market is that we can literally see that proper price action happening. And how did this price action reflect on today's market? Take a look at this red candle. Price came, did what? Tapped beautifully back into that particular entry after market engulfed, after the green candle engulfed it before pushing to the upside. So this gives us an extra confirmation that, oh, this market for this new week is most certainly going to be trending to the upside, guys. So anything you're going to be doing in this market today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, all you are going to be focused on is to look out for buy opportunities. And with that being said, we are going to be flipping down to the 4-hour time frame to gain clarity as to where we should start looking for what our buy entries. Because looking at it critically, you could see that, this particular level in question was the level where market came and did what? Tapped vigorously before pushing what? To the upside. This was what? A special, okay? So that was actually what? A special level. So now you might be wondering where we would most likely looking for an opportunity for a buy continuation. The only place you should be looking for that opportunity is by simply clicking on your 1 hour time frame or your 30 minutes time frame or your 15 minutes time frame to gain what? Clarity as to whatever the market is currently doing what? In this current trend. And then again, I also want us to understand that this market is a market that if you really want to do very well over time, you have to respect times and sessions. Now, what do I mean by times and sessions? Times and sessions are simply those periods where major investors come into the market to either buy the market or to sell the market, you know. And in this particular pair, which happens to be NAS 100 simply stands for the top 100 companies in the United States. So if you know the top companies, the top 100 companies in the United States, those are the companies that are actually pushing this market in a certain direction, right? So from what I can see right now, I can tell you for free that the blue dotted line you're seeing right now is where today's market opened. So, and you can agree with me that market opened in a certain way where we are beginning to see what? See rejections, right? So this is what? A perfect what? Rejection. So if at all I'm going to be looking at an opportunity for buy, then it will be within this zone, and I'll be looking forward to taking what? A profit from this level to the most recent what? High working with. So if I really look forward to seeing like an opportunity, then that is when I snipe down to where? To the 15 minutes time frame. Now in the 15 minutes time frame, you might be asking me what am I looking for? All I'm looking for is what? An opportunity to look out for what? For buys. As long as I'm not seeing a buy opportunity, I'm just going to lock in and wait for market to present me with what? An opportunity. And it's quite unfortunate that we already like have opportunities locking in. But all I can do right now is to stay patient and expect that the market what? Drips down towards a zone like this before pushing to the what? To the upside. So I look forward to market coming back down, you know, then taking an advantage of whatever the market is about to present to us. So if you're looking for an opportunity to buy the market on NAS 100, then here you go. All you just need to do is wait for market to come into the particular zone. Then you do what? You buy to the upside. This is my out for. This is actually my outlook for NAS 100. So that is that about it, guys. And um, I don't know the next currency pair you guys want us to look at before I submit to the next instructor for this particular session. So, is there any other pair you guys want us to look at before I hand over to the next person? Okay, someone is saying gold US 30. Um, okay, we are looking at, okay, let's do gold quickly. Let's do gold quickly before um I call on the next tutor. All right, quick one. Good. So yeah, so right now you guys can literally like see that gold is aggressively bullish, right? I don't know. I want to believe you guys can see my gold chart at this point, and we're actually looking at the weekly time frame right now. So we are currently on gold. So you might be wondering, what am I looking for in gold? First of all, I'm looking at the candle that ended last week. And what is this candle that ended last week? This is the candle that ended last week. This is the low of the candle that started last week. And this is also the high of the candle that started what? Like, this is the low of the candle that ended last week. This is the low point and this is the high point. And this new candle you're seeing right now is this week's candle. So however this candle reacts on this new week is going to determine whatever we are going to be doing in this what market for the new week. And like you all know, Mondays are actually days where the the currency pairs, the precious metals, the derivative currencies like NAS 100, you know, Mondays are days where they have like they are settling in, they are trying to establish a direction which they are going to be following for the new week. So most times I do not always like advise people to trade on Mondays because that Monday is a day where you begin to gain clarity as to whatever direction you want to take your trades for the rest of the week. For those of you who are actually swing traders, but if you're actually a day trader who does intraday and the rest of them, you would have to always show up every day in the market to see if there's an opportunity for you to bank on. So right now, I've already established whatever I need to establish on what happened previously in the market as of last week. So what am I going to do? Quickly, I'm going to go to the daily time frame to see what the market has for us. And looking at it, um, I'm also going to also put into consideration the last candle that was formed on the daily time frame. So what was the last candle that was formed? This was the candle that started Friday and ended Friday. So here we go. I'm also going to place a horizontal line on the low of what that Friday's candle, hers, you know, that is also going to help us with clarity as to whatever decision we are going to be making in the market. And whatever decision you want to be making in the market has to be an informed decision. You understand? So with that being said, I'll be sniping down to the 4 hour time frame. So 4 hour time frame is now going to launch us into figuring out certain levels where we should be looking forward to taking actions. Okay, so um, here we are on the 4 hour time frame, and I can tell you for free that market has started pushing to the upside. As a matter of fact, today's opening led to gold hitting an all-time high for the very first time. You know, an all-time high of 5,111, or I choose to leave it at 5,110. Since the history of gold, gold has never hit 5,110, and today happens to be that day. As a matter of fact, gold has never hit 5,000 and today happens to be that day, right? So I also want to let you guys understand that Forex is not all about drawing lines and in the chart. It's also an avenue for you to understand perfectly well that there are certain markets move and they react to certain market conditions, which are stemmed from the fundamental part of this thing called Forex. And when we talk about fundamental, we are talking about different economic strains of different countries, right? So whenever a country is doing very well, it has a way of, fostering productivity. It has a way of strengthening the country's currency. And these are something I really implore you guys to also look into whilst being a trader. You don't just look at it from the technical perspective. You should also align it with the fundamental perspective. Always be open-minded and ask yourself the right questions, because it's only when you ask yourself the right questions that you get an opportunity to uh, get right results. Okay, so looking at this right now, you could be wondering what would really foster gold to keep pushing to the upside. The reason why gold would most likely be pushing to the upside is because quite a lot of policies are being made in recent times, and you could literally see that Donald Trump is not even giving room for mediocrity in this his government. So it's more like all hands on deck. I know a lot of you would be hearing of quite a number of tariffs and trying to raise different countries' tariff if they are not working in alignment to see the growth of each other's country. And because of that, the rich investors have a way of doing what, trying to save their capital, or that is one of the major reasons why gold is pushing to what, to the upside. And there are also people who are skeptical about war ensuing from the said Greenland and the rest of them, and they are beginning to like save their their capitals on this precious metal called gold. So whenever stuffs like this begin to happen, you begin to see a lot of investors trying to save up, you know, their capital and their wealth in this particular precious metal. So with that being said, we could see that for today alone, we already have three candles printed on the 4-hour time frame. But the question here now is, okay, fine and good. The first candle that printed today already closed in certain level. But what we are looking at right now is that, the high of that candle, the high of the 4-hour candle, if you look at it, you can see a couple of rejections that are currently happening on that particular high of the first candle that printed today. And that gives you a blueprint as to whether market is going to have to do a little pullback before continuing to the upside. That's which you're aware of. So you have to also be open-minded whenever you're trying to look at the market technically, right? Because this market is a market that um, understands the law of gravity. And when I say the law of gravity, whatever goes up must surely come down before it goes up again, right? So in this case, market has really been trending to the upside on the 4-hour time frame. And the only way there is balance in the market is when the buyers are able to push the market and when the sellers are also able to push back the market, you know. And with that happening, we find equilibrium in the market. Are we together? So with that being said, I'm going to be sniping down to the 1-hour time frame so that we begin to see what these candlestick behaviors are beginning to look like, because it's with the candlestick behaviors that we begin to have an insight as to whatever the market is going to be doing going forward. So here we are on the 1-hour time frame. I believe you guys can see a lot of spikes going on the 1-hour time frame. And with these spikes, we are beginning to see a lot of rejections. And these rejections always send certain signals. It's already beginning to tell us that this level is coming off as a resistant level. And whenever price is able to resist a certain level in the market, um, it tells us that the buyers are tired of buying, or the investors are tired of buying. And that equilibrium also needs to be what? To be attained or achieved. And the only way it can be achieved is when we have a pullback. So if at all you even want to buy gold short term, emphasis on short term, you should start looking forward to your sell confirmation entries, because the rejection that I'm seeing right now is already giving us a blueprint as to what the market will most likely do today. I do not even know whether we have a news happening today, but after this analysis, I'm going to check it so that you now see whether this market will most likely tank into a certain level before continuing to the upside. Are we together? So um, I'm just seeing rejections, and whilst I'm seeing rejections on the um, 1 hour time frame, I'm not going to do anything. So just to keep this snappy and straightforward, I'm going to snipe to the 5 minutes time frame. And if I do not see anything, I'll just patiently wait at a certain level to see if the market is going to act accordingly. And here we are already on the 5 minutes time frame. And ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning to the market moving in a certain manner, right? So the market is presenting us with opportunities, you know. But like I said, this is not even a good time for you to buy, and it's also not a good time for you to sell. So all you would have to do if you're looking forward to my advice is that you wait for market to react at a certain level like this. See if this market is going to come into this level. If market is able to respect whatever is being whatever it's presenting here, then you can start looking forward to maximizing your opportunity. But if not, this is going to be your first area of concentration before heading down to this other final point. So that is that about my analysis on gold. So if market does not respect, does not push up and respect this um, area, then I wouldn't be looking forward to taking a pullback sales on this particular trade in question. So first TP somewhere around here, then second TP somewhere around here. So that is it. So I'm going to just draw a horizontal line for the first TP. We are looking for the first TP somewhere within the zone, right? So yeah, looking forward somewhere here. That'll be like your first TP in the market, right? So that's it about it. That's it about it. So thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys for the opportunity to be here. But before I sign, I would look at what's it called? Let's see if we have any. Okay. Um, I don't know. I don't think we have like a news. The news we have is going to be coming on. Is going to be coming on Wednesday. The rest of the folders I'm seeing here are low impact folders, so I don't think we. So so that's it about it. That's it about it. So if you look at today being 26th of January, you can see that euro we just have low impact news. So there's no major news happening today. So it's safe to say that the market will just be moving accordingly. There will be no volatility in the market that is going to push the market in a certain direction, because most of the news here are low impact news. But the only time you're going to experience a high impact news is sometime on Wednesday, where we are going to be having an FOMC news event. We're also going to have a BOC rate statement from the Canadian dollars, and we're also going to be having a CPI scenario from the Australian dollar. Okay, so that's it. I believe you guys can see what the Wednesday folder looks like. Those red folders are the high impact folders you get. So that's it about it, guys. And it was nice having you guys on here. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen to give an opportunity for the rest of my colleagues to also preach the word of Forex to you guys. Stay blessed, guys. Stay blessed, guys. And it's your brother and friend, Architect Buki. All right, now, blessed. Lucky, are you there?
I'm active. All right, so that was a wonderful one from Tutor Buki. Very very wonderful one. All right, so he took his time to break down NAS 100 and gold to us. So if you're taking notes of what he said so far, you must definitely have gained something. All right, so if you're actively following Dr. Bills and Dr. Bills Academy, you should be in the Telegram, Dr. Bills official Telegram channel. That is where you get almost all the information or all the information you need about Antec and Antec market. So the best thing you can do for yourself, there's some sweet discounts and promo codes going on right about now. And if you're in the Telegram channel, you see the details. You see the Dr. Bill's official link to navigate the prop firm site, then the list of the discount codes, and all you need to know. You understand? The very simple, very straightforward. We'll put in there'll be a video or there'll be an educational content coming in soon that'll be explaining some of these account types, especially the instant funded type for people that are interested in instant funded as well as the evaluation phase. So do well to be in the Academy Telegram channel. Very, very vital to your success in trading hand tech profile. All right, so I'll be bringing in the next tutor. So let's quickly roll on as we're going. And don't forget, the top fan would be the top fan would be awarded at the end of today's section. So make sure you're active to the end of the section. All right, so Papa Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can see your screen now. You
All right,
have
is it
the
better now?
Bitcoin versus the dollar. Yeah, you have Bitcoin versus the dollar.
Yeah, all right, sure. All right, good day, everyone. Sorry about earlier, but now let's just quickly run this down. So what I have on Bitcoin is not something serious, like I mentioned, and I must also admit that Bitcoin has been bullish for some time. You understand, and one of the reasons why many traders still believe in the bullishness. If you are trading SMC, ICT, most concepts generally, they would actually support the continuation of Bitcoin right here. You understand? Because looking at the order flow, or should I say the order flow of the structure, it has been bullish. One could see that the market is doing normal high, low, high, low, high. So it's a very bullish trend, you understand? And this area here is the last point of demand. Do you understand? That point is the last. You see this particular low we have in here, but I will still explain many things to it. So this point is the last point of demand for that created this high. But there's something I'm going to be saying about Bitcoin. A lot of people projected that Bitcoin is going to go down. It's going down to 40K, 100K, 10K, 200K. Now, I have something on Bitcoin that I'm going to be looking at, and I want you guys to check it out as well. You see that Bitcoin created a particular low. Look at this area here, this neckline. Price never touched any of these levels here. You understand? So that low for me is left behind or intentionally as a sell side liquidity. So that point is something that price is aiming for normally. And again, price before coming back also, the point or the cost of a retracement must always be known. I always let people know. Most times, one of the reasons why POIs fail One of the major reasons I know that PAY fails is because of not tracking the origin of that retracement. For example, you're having higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and probably price is coming from, let's say there's a POI or there's a liquidity zone, or maybe there's one liquidity left behind around here, for example. So we have this as a buy side liquidity. So imagine price trading now and then going doing your normal structure, and price gets to the point of liquidity. So if price takes our liquidity here, for example, let's just I'm just using this as a case study now. So imagine price takes our liquidity here, for example, and you are following structure that says price must continue, buying and all of that. That's what you are following. The source of your retracement always matters in the continue. If you are trading continuation, one of the things that I check anytime I mark a POY and I'm expecting continuation is, where is my retracement coming from? So I'll not be delusional. I'll be thinking this thing will continue buying here, whereas there's a particular zone that has reacted from that I was not paying attention to. So right here on Bitcoin, because I just needed to say that Bitcoin actually did something here. Price take out liquidity. Now, the concept that is called, I would not want to use the concept in the reverse way. You understand? This market maker buy models, because in the actual way I know it to be used is, in this scenario now, I'm looking at we have the C, and we have the U. So in market maker buy model, so I would rather want to see the smart money reversal happening at this low, and that would give me the hint that price is going to the MMBM here. But what I see here instead is almost like a smart money reversal happening at this high, which indicates that price is going to the low. The low of this range is where price is going to. You understand? Because that one is the reverse of what we have here in market maker buy model. So in sell model, we are going to have it like this here. That's what happens in sell model. We have the smart money reversal here, and we see that price is going to the low to complete the MMSM. Okay, so but like I said, that's by the way. So for me, I expect price to go down to this low. Now, what do we now have on that part? Then I saw price having this internal range liquidity. So just so you know, your fair value gaps are internal range liquidity. It's just a normal thing. It's clear. The fair value gap is internal range. And I've made mention of something before in subsequent lessons I've been teaching, that if you are expecting price to buy, fair value gaps that you always overlook as a simple knowledge or easy knowledge is not that simple, because that knowledge can be used in diverse ways. Why do I say that? Because look at this thing, for example, now. One thing that we are going to overlook here is the fact that we feel like this particular POI price has reacted, it has rejected from that POI, hence it must start buying, it must give what we want. Yes, no doubt about it. But I have always said something about trading reversals, and I would say, if you want to buy from a certain POI and there's a gap leading to that POI, for example, this is a gap, a fair value gap, and just so you know, that gap also is internal range liquidity. So normally your expectation for every other person is price should come and break this zone and continue buying to the upside. Now, the only thing that can make this buy possible, this buy that you're looking at here, that many traders are currently projecting and all of that, the only thing that can make that buy possible is if price should close above this gap with a bodied candle. That's when I'll say, you don't win. Price is slowly going to buy. But right now, do we have that happening? That's not happening. Like, price is not doing that. So I'll show you other cases whereby you can use this particular knowledge to even know when a reversal will hold or not. Okay, so I it's going to be released in subsequent videos on the YouTube channel of Dr. B's YouTube channel right here. Okay, there will be educational content coming about how to trade zones, how to trade, how to choose the right POIs. Just expect a lot of things from the academy this year, a lot of things, educational content. And also, apart from that, this particular knowledge is also being taught in the current mentorship program of Dr. B's. Okay, so if you are not a student in the program, then obviously you are missing out. That one is even certain. You are missing out, because this is little of the knowledge that is even being shared, like very, very little of the knowledge that you can get in the academy. Okay, now it's just about how to confirm reversals. Okay, so and right here, this particular thing has showed me that this is a roadblock, and I can tell that price is going to this low. So with that being said, that was why I now framed my setup. So let's go to the daily time frame. So this is just how we do a tops down. Higher time frame is to get direction. Okay, get your direction on higher time frame, then you work your way down. So right on the lower time frame here, just like every other person is projecting a buy on USD, on BTC rather, a lot of traders are projecting buy. So what I would rather like to do, like I always do, is I'll wait and see if there's a confirmation or something present there. So if there's nothing, I don't do anything. So right here, I my direction and target is that BTC is going to this. You can see that's why I placed my magnet to there. And my structure so far has always been to that point. All the buys, all my expectations so far. In fact, over the weekend, BTC supported it even more with this thing that happened. Look at this internal range play out, right? See this also the gap, the same thing I'm telling you, Abi, the same thing I just mentioned, that if you're always looking for a reversal to happen and there's a gap leading to that point, if price doesn't close above that gap, don't think it's going to continue. Like just like what happened here now, this simple thing happened on daily time frame here. That price rejected inside the gap and then continued to the low. You can see the target here, right? That's the same thing that we've seen on weekly. Same thing we've seen on weekly, right? And that's why we're also expecting price to trade down to that target based on the weekly time frame. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting on BTC. And let me check 4 hours and let's go 2 hours. Let's go 2 hours. BTC right now. I marked a particular level. Okay, look at this. I marked the particular level here where we can get continuations. A lot of traders are projecting, sells, buys, and all of that. Now, there's no doubt about that. Maybe there's no buy possibility here, no doubt, doubt. But the major direction for me is still the downside. Okay, so right now, let me see where we can jump in on the sales. Okay, let's see where we can jump in on the sales. So I have this particular level price has rejected from, and it's just to know whether price is going to go all the way, because all these areas here too, if price should ever go back up there, so there are still areas that price can use in selling. So because, and that's one thing about picking POIs. You understand? If you are trading, you must be able to react very fast. You understand? You must be able to react very fast, because first thing is everything above here to me, they are all valid in terms of point of interest, because I know my major direction. So if price should trade back all the way up here, whatever, sooner or later, I know that price is still going to go back to my target. So all I need to just do is follow and flow with the immediate structure. So currently now we have something on this time frame. Let me check 15 and let's see if we can get a confirmation right now. On Let's see if we can get a confirmation on direction. Let me use escape. Okay. So hold on, please. So we can see there's a particular key level here that price currently rejected from, because that's majorly what inspired that POI for me, right? So price got to a key level. If you are using MSNR confirmation, what you need is a rejection at the key level, right? And once you get that rejection, the next thing is find your what was it called? Your break of structure, and finally you enter at the next. Now, normally POIs you can enter, you can either use maybe you want to use check for OCL. Okay, but me, I would rather want to use the A-shape key level here. So that means I would rather want to place a sell limit at this level. Now, not to be mistaken, the other levels that are present, you can see we have other OCLs. In fact, we have this what we call that thing, QML, a zone, that a level that was broken to the upside, and price can come back to reclaim. So, but just to be clear, let's use the last POI. Let's use the last point over here. So using the last point right here, and that's for the sell. So you can see that. Hold on, that's so we're using that point as the entry on BTC. This thing is lagging too much. So this is just what I have for you on BTC. Okay, we have session coming out tomorrow on the Telegram channel. So we might we're going to be you're going to be seeing myself often. Like you're going to see me very often this week. I'll be having a session tomorrow on the Telegram channel to do live session on your trading, and also we're also going to be having another session on Wednesday to trade FOMC together. So just get ready. Don't go and blow your account on the first day of the week. Also, get ready and let's see what the market has for us. Okay. So this is BTC play out. This is what I have on BTC. But then I'll still kind of very, very careful about this. You know why I'm very careful about it? Because I don't really have a proper break of structure. So this particular sell, I'll just say, let's hold on this sell for now. I mean this particular one here. Now, why do I say that? Because one thing is I've gotten a first break, which is a confirmation, but I did not get a second break. You understand? Because you can see what happened here is a sign of a liquidity. So I will just be rather what I will rather be patient than just already go and enter a trade. Do you understand? So that's what we have on BTC. So as a trader, once you know direction, every other thing is less. That's just a real fact. Every other thing is less. It's just for you to trade towards that direction, find any of your entry confirmation rules and all of that, and just be trading towards the direction. Okay. So that's it for me. All right, that will be it for me. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Lucky, over to you.
Hello, Poppy, are you done?
I don't finish your sharp sharp.
All right, okay. So, okay, see if you can mute yourself, please. All right, so that was a wonderful one from Tutor Poppy Joe. He took his time and broke down Bitcoin. Poppy, I don't know when Bitcoin become your favorite pair. Well, no, wala. We'll talk that one later. So, I'll be bringing in the next tutor in the person of Tutor Steve. He's very, very good at what he does, and he'll be the last tutor for today. And don't forget, I'll be picking the top fan at the end of this section. So all the top fan has to do is very simple, because I noticed it's hard to send your account number on the comment section, on the chat box rather. So what the top fan will do is very simple. You just state your name on the chat box. State your name on the chat box. So let me know it is actually you. And let your name you're stating be the name on your account number, please. So multiple people do not come to my DM and start saying, oh, it's me, like the last time. So state your account, state your name, your legit name that is with your account number on the chat box. And then you're going to DM me with proof, and then with that name and the account number, I'll know it's you. So I'll send Dr. Bill's number to you, and then after I verify that you're the legit winner, I'll send Dr. Bill's number to you, and then he will credit you your prize money. So that's how we're going to do it. So it's very easy and swift for us all. All right, so Steve, you have the floor. You can mute yourself. I can't hear you, Steve. Oh. Are you saying something? Hello, Steve. Can you hear me? Hello, Steve.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You were not audible then.
Okay, but you can hear me now, right?
Yes, loud and clear. We can.
Okay. So good day, guys. You guys are welcome. Like the first tutor already did. So without wasting our time, the first two tutors have done so well, giving their own view, and you guys should stay tuned for those pairs that they analyze, right? So because of our time, I will just walk us through two pairs, one major pair and one um, minor pair, as the case may be. But then, first of all, just like the first tutor did, and then the second tutor, Papijo, did, went through for Forex Factory, which should be one of the most important things we do before we start our trading week. We have to know what is happening fundamentally, know what we're expecting on the other side of the market. So, as you can see, we have a clear Monday, we have a clear Tuesday, but then on Wednesday, you can see that we have AUD news coming in, CPI. We also have card news coming in, monetary policy reports, BOC rate statement, overnight rate. We also have FOMC on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be like a day full of volatility because of the news events that we have. And then on Thursday, we also have one red folder news, which is the unemployment claims on USD. And then on Friday, we have GDP for card, we have PPI for USD. So, which basically means that if we are trading any pair that has this currency on them, USD, card, pound, and AUD, right? As the case may be, we should be careful, have our alerts at those times, and either stay out of the market or make sure we apply proper risk management on those pairs to avoid being stopped out and all those things, right? So I would quickly reshare my screen. So just a second, guys. All right, great. So I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yo, Steve, I can't see your screen. Oh.
Yeah, just hold on a bit. I think it's network
Okay, right.
because I've shared it already. Can you see my screen now?
No, sir, we can't. We cannot. Just try sharing through the shares. You were sharing screen just before. So if you're navigating to another tab, you have to reshare for that tab you're navigating to.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Just hold on. I think it's my network, but it will come up in a bit.
Okay, Are you still having issues with that?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, but it's the connection, the screen stuff. Go like this. You see kitchen, there's plate in the kitchen. Hello,
Okay, Lucky,
Steve.
can you hear
Seems
me?
like, yeah, I can hear you, but we can't
Okay,
see your video. We can't see
let
your.
me try doing that again. I just once you're able to see my screen, please let me know.
You can see it now. You have the euro versus the dollar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sorry for that. On my part. So Euro USD, like I said, I will just share with us one major currency and one minor currency, right? So I like to start from the weekly time frame to get an overall view of what the market is doing, and from there I can draft out what my outlook should be like for that pair. So I'm trying to pull up the weekly time frame. Okay, we're currently on the weekly time frame. So let me take all of this out, right? So that we can start afresh. All right, so on Euro USD on the weekly time frame, we can see first of all, we have to identify what the trend is, right? And we can see that on Euro USD, we are currently trending to the upside. Now, I would want to pause and give an idea of how my approach is to the market so you guys don't misunderstand my view, okay? So I have a very simple approach to the market. I love to trade from zones to zones, right? When the market is trending. So if the market is trending to the upside and I'm able to identify my support and resistance zones, then I love to trade from zones to zones, right? From resistance zone, I wait for the resistance zone to be broken, get that retest, and then we continue to the upside until there is what a shift in market structure, right? So, with that being said, on a weekly time frame, we want to first of all identify what the trend is on the weekly time frame, right? Now, on the weekly time frame, we can see that we are currently bullish. Now, why did I say we are currently bullish? Now, from beneath here, we can see that we had this low, and then we had what? A higher low, right? And then we know that when we are trending to the upside, we have higher highs and higher lows, right? So we have a low here. We made a another low that's quite higher than the previous one, which means that we have this higher high here, higher high, higher low. We made a new high, expecting what? Another higher low, and then continuation to the upside, right? Now we can see that the market is currently being pulled towards this resistance zone up here on the weekly time frame. You can see that the market is being pulled towards this resistance zone up here, right? And then we can also see, or rather can also identify, that we have what? A resistance zone that was also broken at this point, right? Now we can see that that area is quite an interesting area. I call it an area of interest, whereby we see buyers and sellers having that contest on a particular zone, a particular price point or price area, as the case may be. Now we can see how price acted as what? Acted as a resistance over here, held as a support here, held as a little support. We have resistance, resistance, resistance being broken, acted as a support, and then that pull away from that zone. So which means this area is quite an area of interest. Now we can see that price broke above that area. We had that retest, and then we are seeing that price is currently what? Pulled to the next active resistance zone. Now we can also see that the market is currently what? Consolidating at this point. Market is currently consolidating at this point. Now on the weekly time frame, we know that the market is being pulled to that next resistance zone over here. So now let's go to the daily time frame and look for more details as to what is happening inside this zone over here. Now we're on the daily time frame. Now let's take a look to what is happening right here. Now on the daily time frame, we can see into that consolidation, that we have a resistance at the top of the consolidation, which would be this area over here. And then we have what? A support, which is this area, right? So we can see that the market price was bouncing from resistance to support, right? From resistance to support. Now price is currently looking like it has broken above, right? But then when we talk about break and retest, right, we don't just want to see like a quick retest, right? We want to see the market Lucky, can you hear me? I need to
I
confirm.
I wasn't hearing for like a minute, but I can hear you now.
All right, great. So, like I was saying, guys, we want to see a pull away from the zone, right? So we want to see Euro USD, pull away, give us a what, a retest, and then that what, continuation to the upside. Now remember where the market is being pulled to on the weekly time frame, which is this zone over here. So within the week, once we get this pull away, right, from this resistance zone over here, then we can be setting up what, for a buy position, right? We can be setting up to get what, a buy position at this point, right? Now we need to be dynamic with price. We need to know that price can do either can go either ways, right? Now we also know that this is the first movement that we are expecting on Euro USD. Now we should also have other plans as to what price might do. Now if price goes other way, we have to be prepared for it as well. Now we also realize that what price can also reject this resistance zone like it did here and it did here. Now price can also reject that resistance zone, right, and move downwards. Now does it mean we can't trade it? Yes, we can, but we need to understand the probability of our winning trades, right? We are if the market is trending on the weekly time frame and on the daily time frame, it's also trending to the upside. Now you can know the strength of your or of your winning trade by the confluences that you're able to gather when you're analyzing. Now once you have your weekly time frame trending in a particular direction, you come down to your daily time frame, is also trending to that same direction. It's called what, trend synchronization, which means that if you're able to get a trade towards that trend, you have a higher probability of your trade coming in your favor. And that is what we are doing here right now. We have the weekly being bullish. We come to the daily time frame and we also see that the daily is also bullish, which means that our number one focus is to wait, be patient, and wait for what, price to break above this resistance, get that retest that would now hold what as a support, and then we can trade to the upside. That would mean that we are trading according to the trend. The trend is always your friend. So until price does otherwise, then we can switch our approach as to what Euro USD would do this week. So I hope we got that. It's as simple as it looks, right? So this is what we're expecting on Euro USD. We're expecting what, a break above, and we're expecting that retest to have a buy position at this point. And we can then go for what, an easy 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Now I'll quickly move to the next pair, which would be the minor pair, and in that case would be AUD chef. Now remember from Forex Factory that we first saw, there is a news on AUD on Wednesday, so we need to be careful about this particular pair. So let's go back to the weekly time frame. Now on the weekly time frame, guys, you can see as clear as day that we are currently trending to the downside. On AED chef, we are currently what, trending to the downside. And then let's try and spot out our zones. Now we can see that I already have the zone spotted out here. We have what? A support zone. Let me zoom this so that we can see clearly. So we can see that we have what? A support zone, price holding as a support, 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 and then we had that break. Now, since we had that break, price has not come back what? To retest. Now, price also stalled here, gave us another support zone where we see how price kept failing to continue pushing lower. Price tried at this point, it didn't make it. Tried at this point, it didn't make it. Tried at this point, tried at this point, it didn't make it. Right? So it means that what? That there is what? A reduction in momentum from the selling side. Right? Now, we also see that price is also being gravitated towards this what? Broken support, heading towards this area to act as what? A resistance, which would now be what? That retest that we are looking for, or that we are expecting price to give us a retest, because every zone that is being broken should have a retest, right? So, with that being said, we have a broken support that has not been retested. We're expecting price to retest and then what? Continue the trend to the downside. Now, let me take this out and let me take this out. So when I go down to the daily time frame, we can understand why I had those zones there. Now, so on the weekly time frame, we can see that the most important things that we're able to pick out here is that we have this very key area of interest, which was the support zone that was broken. We're expecting price to give that what we test, and they followed through to the downside, right? Now, we can also see that price began consolidating at this point, but then something got interesting, and I'll show us that on the daily time frame. Now, we see how price was consolidating at this point, right? Price kept consolidating, 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 and then price broke out of that consolidation, right? Which would be, this is the top of the consolidation. Price did what? Price broke away from that consolidation, gave us that retest, and started moving to the upside. Now, what are we seeing from beneath this point? That price is beginning to give us what? Higher highs and higher lows, right? Now, this is the point. You can see that there is a low here. We have a higher low. We also have another higher low at this point, which will add to the confluence, or add to our expectation of a price being pulled to give us what? This retest on the weekly time frame, to then continue selling to the downside. So with that being said, we are now seeing that higher highs and higher low formation. Right now, we also see that there is also a broken resistance at this point. We also have what? A broken resistance at this point. Which means, what are we now waiting for now? We are waiting for price to act as what? A support. Now we can currently see rejection candles being printed, but we want to see a close of this candle. We want to see multiple candles being rejected, and that way we would know that okay, price is not able to break back beneath, so that we avoid what? Being faked out. So therefore, we are waiting for more rejection candles to print out, so that we can set ourselves up for a buy position on AUD chef. E. 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 that would look like this. Let me quickly head to the 4 hour and see if we can see anything interesting. Okay, now on the 4 hour time frame, we can see it looks more clearer, right? We have we have that area of interest, which is the resistance zone that was broken. We are currently seeing that retest, right? Now, if you want to also know where you should be expecting your retest to end, you also have that Fibonacci tool, right? You can pull out the Fibonacci tool from point A to point B, and we can expect price what to dip into this area. So we are still expecting price what to dip into the golden zone, right? We're still expecting price to dip into this area and then give us what that pull away. So if we begin to see rejection around this area, right? Rejection comes around this area, we can know that okay, price is failing to go back beneath the zone, right? And we can be waiting for what the right time, which would be after the rejection candles have closed, to then take a buy position to the upside, targeting what that area on the weekly time frame that we are expecting what a retest. So this is my view on AUD chef. We also have a session tomorrow, and then when we come on the session tomorrow, we'll see how price has moved throughout today, and then see what we are expecting, if we are going to change plans or we'll stick to what we already have done here on the outlook. All right, guys, that's for me. We'll see tomorrow on the live session. Okay, are you with me?
Are you done?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. All right, so we've had three of the tutors come on board and they've delivered an absolute masterpiece on their different respective pairs. We started with though technically Poppy Joe was having issues at the beginning. So we started with Bookie and he taught us on NAS 100 and gold, possible trade outlook to keep a very keen eye on as the week goes by. Then we had Poppy Joe come in and deliver one or two on Bitcoin. And I saw in the comment section someone was asking, "Oh, he did not even know, or she didn't even know you can trade Bitcoin on Forex." Yes, you can. And the thing is, most brokers and of course prop firm allow you trade BTC 24/7. So why the Forex market is asleep during the weekends, that is the Saturdays and Sundays, you can actively trade Bitcoin. You can actively trade Bitcoin and Ethereum and other what do you call it? Other crypto pairs, right? So moving forward, we've come to the tail end of today's section. Of course, and we had Tutor Steve come and show us what he had on Euro USD and AUD CHF. So if you've gained value, please, I want to see lots of fire on the chat box. I want to see lots of fire. The least you can do is to appreciate these tutors for taking out time to coming to explain these things to us in clear terms. So I want to see some form of appreciation, fire emojis on the chat box, and some form of appreciations. And do not forget that this section is proudly sponsored by Handtech and hosted by Dr. Bill's Academy. And if you love to have details or complete details on the Handtech link for purchasing your account and the available discount code, all you just have to be is to be in the Dr. Bill's Academy Telegram channel, and you would have all the details you need there about how to go about the Handtech this thing, go about the Handtech purchasing and all that. All right, so the different account types, there's the evaluation, the step one and the two, the one step and the two step, and there's the instant account. There's the instant. In fact, I know people personally that are cashing out from the Handtech instant account. There's the instant funded and there's the instant elite. Both have their set of rules, right? But if you go about it the right way and you read the rules and master it, one thing about prop firms is all you just need is the rules. Once you're good with the rules, there's no way you're not going to make money. You understand? Just stick to the rules, and of course, there's nobody that will make money on hand tech as far as you're following the rules and will not get paid. No, we've not had such reports, and we're not going to have such reports. So all you just have to do is to stick to the rules, and you definitely, you definitely will get paid. All right. So coming to the last part of the live section, which is the top fan for today's section. Let me quickly. Sorry, a minute, guys. I've been seeing one person that's been consistent as a top fan. Fan for today's section. All right. So I'm seeing the whole appreciation and everything coming. Okay. Before I go to the selecting of the top fan, let me quickly answer maybe one or two questions. Yeah. By the way, my name is Tutoloki. Um, the coordinator, assistant coordinator of the live sections. Thank you to all the tutors. All right. Is there any question for me to answer before I is the mutual players are the one that have USD? Um, okay, so I'm not literally seeing any question here. I was thinking I was going to answer one or two questions before we go to the before we round up for today. All right, so I'm not seeing any question. All right, so to select, I'm going to use the same method I used last week to make it easier because there was no the YouTube is not allowing sending of account number on the chats, on the comments, on the live chat messages. I do not know why. So the top fan for today is somebody called Daniela Odebumi. All I just want you to do as the top fan is say your if you can hear me, type out your real name on the chat box that is linked to your own bank account, please. Let's make this as seamless as possible. Your real name that is linked to your bank account. So when you're coming to my DM, that is just all I need. Your name and the account number will attach to it. So all I'll just do is present it to Dr. Bills, and then I'll send his number to you and you write him up. But I have to confirm you that you're the real person before I send his number to you. Please, it's the Signal group every day. Yes, the Dr. Bills Academy Signal group gives signal almost every day. So if you're there, you can make money with the signals. Okay, I'm seeing you said your name is Okikiola Odebumi. This is the name on your account number, right? This is the name on your account number. All right, so I'm going to quickly do something. That's the name on your account number, right? On your account details. Please make sure of that because that's the only way you can claim. Sorry, I'm coming. Trying to. All right. This thing is not showing from my end. Sorry, I'm coming, guys. Just 1 minute, please. I'm trying to. No. Okay, let me just quickly do this. All right. So the purpose of me sharing this screen, I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, I mean the winner, just let me know. I'm going to type my handle, so you just reach out to me. I'm trying to put it on the chat box, but I don't know why it is glitching. I can't do it from there. So let me just quickly put it out here. So the winner should reach out to me, and then when I verify you, I'll send you over to Dr. Bills, and he will credit you your prize money. All right. So reach out to me on WhatsApp, brother. Reach out to me on WhatsApp. This is my WhatsApp number showing on the screen. For the winner, that is, I think is as bold as possible. That's my WhatsApp number on the screen. So reach out to me. Then I took screenshot of that name you sent. You said Okikole. Sorry if I don't pronounce it well. After I took screenshot of the name you sent, and I want to see your bank details that's linked to that account. So we'll use it to verify you, and then you'll get started on the prize money and the prop account. All right. I'm seeing people asking questions. Okay, you can also reach out to me on WhatsApp if you have any further questions, because I'm literally ending the stream now. But then, just like I said earlier, if you are on the if you are on the Dr. Bill's Telegram channel, you will get most information about all you need to know about the Handtech and the Handtech Profile. So if you have any further inquiries, you can always reach out to me on Telegram, and I will direct you to the right academy channel if your questions are not being answered there. All right, so I'll be expecting to hear um for you to contact me. That is the top fan, and then we continue from there next week Monday. So just like we do in the Dr. Bill's Elites sections, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, tomorrow's section is going to be holding on Telegram on that same Dr. Bill's Telegram channel. That same Dr. Bill's Telegram channel. So do well to be in the Telegram channel, because that is where the next section will be holding. And then on Thursdays, question and answer section will be holding on Instagram. So do well to also be following Dr. Bill's Instagram accounts. Let me quickly type it for those that do not have it. Let me quickly type it for those that who do not have it. Dr. Bill's FX Academy on Instagram. So make sure you're following. Make sure you're following also on Instagram. All right. So I remember my humble self, Tutor Lucky, coordinator of these live sections, and I hope to see each and every one of you tomorrow and on Tuesday, on the Tuesday live session. So to then, I wish each and every one of you a profitable week and a wonderful, wonderful day ahead of you. Um, I'm sorry, I'm seeing questions popping up now, so just reach out to me and I'll respond in due time. All right, thank you guys and have a wonderful day.